Hello, my name is Phan. I am a Doctorate of Business Administration student at California Intercontinental University. This presentation is to fulfill the Unit 3 requirement for GRC 605, Term 1, 2019. This presentation is titled Likert Survey and Response. In this assignment, we are tasked with thinking of a fictional business problem and create a Likert survey using SurveyMonkey to create a survey to obtain feedback on a business problem. The agenda of this presentation is as follows. We're going to look at a survey I've created via SurveyMonkey for a fictional company and scenario. We are then going to review the following topics as are related to the survey. The purpose of the ABC Corp Breakroom Survey, a review on the clarity of the survey questions, the layout and visual impression of the survey, the contents and relevance of the survey questions as they relate to the purpose of the survey, and finally, the utility of the survey. The purpose of this survey is to collect feedback from company employees at ABC Corporation. In this scenario, ABC Corporation has designed and opened a new break room for its employees. The office management team has noticed and heard of some feedback regarding the break room, but are not sure if overall everyone is satisfied with the new changes. The purpose is also captured in the introduction to the survey, so that employees understand why the survey has been sent to them. As stated, the purpose of the survey is to collect feedback on the newly designed office break room. Your responses will remain anonymous and will be only used for feedback purposes. Thanks for taking the time to answer these 5 quick questions for the office management group to make a better experience for you. For this survey, ABC Corporation wants to gauge the overall satisfaction level of the employees as it relates to the new break room. This type of question lends itself to a Likert question format. As defined in the course textbook, Research Methods for Business, a Skill Building Approach, discussed in Chapter 12, Measurement, Scaling, Reliability, Validity, I quote, "The Likert scale is a scale designed to examine how strongly respondents agree with a statement," end quote. And this was published and written by Sekron and Brugge. On this screen is the URL to the survey itself to see how the survey was designed, implemented, and can be contributed to and responded to. Using the Likert question format, I posed the following. Please select the response which best fits your feelings on the newly designed break room. The 5-point scale ranges from very unsatisfied, unsatisfied, neutral, satisfied, and very satisfied. Each row then presents a separate question, 5 total, about different aspects of the break room that an employee can provide feedback on. The formatting of each question has the same structure and aligns with the level of satisfactions represented horizontally on the Likert questions option. The questions are looking at these 5 categories in order to obtain feedback. The look and design of the break room, the functionality of the break room, the furniture and usable objects of the break room, the beverage options in the break room, and the overall cleanliness and maintenance of the break room. Let's move on to the next slide to review if this should be considered a satisfactory format for this particular survey. The overall layout is best seen by visiting the survey itself versus screenshots. Survey respondents are brought to an introductory purpose statement prior to being presented questions. They can then scroll down and click OK to be taken to their 5 survey questions and respond based on the Likert categories ranging from very unsatisfied to very satisfied. The survey requires responses to all 5 questions. If any of these questions are left blank, an error message in red states all questions require a response. We saw the questions in the format on the previous slide, but here they are again. Once all the survey questions are answered, the responder can click Next at the bottom of the screen and then are left with an exit message thanking them for their time. Let's examine the survey questions again by reviewing and referencing a lecture video provided to students during Unit 3 of GRC 605, Business Research Methodology and Quantitative Stats. In this video and on the screenshot, we were provided guidance on a Likert question format, and the idea is that it should contain these 4 criteria. 1. Horizontal. 2. Consecutive integers. 3. Evenly spaced word meanings. And 4. Opposites centered around a neutral. So looking at our survey on the right, we see that 1, it is horizontal, so check mark on there. 2. Consecutive integers. Although the number scale isn't presented here, the scale is utilized. It matches the 5-point scale in the back end. Each response is weighted, with 1 equaling very unsatisfied, and on the other end of the scale, 5 equals very satisfied. So let's look at criteria 3. Evenly spaced word meanings. So the scale matches, and we can state that the range of very unsatisfied, unsatisfied, neutral, satisfied, and very satisfied are evenly spaced. So there's another check mark. Finally, we have opposites centered around a neutral. This again is true, as we have the very satisfied and satisfied responses on the right, and the unsatisfied and very unsatisfied responses on the left of the neutral in the middle. Responses and data collections to this survey would allow the researchers to obtain a mode, medium, and whether or not the data is skewed left or right. Because each distinct category in the survey represents a different aspect of the break room, it is possible to isolate problem areas that could be improved. If responses tended to skew left or unsatisfactory towards the cleanliness and maintenance of the break room, the office management team could get to work on implementing a solution to this by hiring a full-time maintenance worker or janitor. On the other side, if responses skewed right on look and design, it could be concluded that the employees are very satisfied with the overall look and design of the break room, so the elements of the designs do not need to be changed. Clustering the mode and medium would allow the office management team to see trends in the data and their responses to obtain confidence on the feedback in each category, and overall get a better understanding of what is and isn't working about the new break room. In practice, the results could lead to a more in-depth and open-ended question follow-up survey to get an even better idea of why each category responded to in a favorable or unfavorable way. As we've discussed, the survey questions all are focused on obtaining feedback from employees on the overall satisfaction of the new break room at ABC Corporation. The content is focused only on different aspects of the break room itself, and thus are relevant in content. The questions are all concise and clear, and although there may be some ambiguity to what exactly encompasses look and design, I think within the context of a break room, it is clear that it would mean, is it visually appealing? The utility of the survey is overall great, according to SurveyMonkey. In the introduction, we have a stated purpose signaling to survey responders why the survey even exists and what feedback we are seeking to obtain. The survey itself is concise and brief, consisting of only 5 questions, all utilizing the Likert scale to respond to questions regarding the break room. Each question mirrors the other and introduces a different aspect of the break room to respond to, signaling to the survey responders that the surveyors and research team are trying to obtain a holistic picture on the overall satisfaction of the new space. The survey would take less than 1 minute to complete and is all housed on one screen and accessible online. An email link can be sent via URL in an embedded email or through other channels to obtain responses. The survey is currently live and ready to accept responses from anyone. This survey hits all the marks of a really usable survey, and the data that is collected can be used for good analysis to answer the original research question: how satisfied are the employees with the new break room? Here are 3 takeaways from this presentation which would be helpful for anyone else interested in developing a survey which contains a Likert question. I also want to point out that I have been pronouncing the word Likert in the presentation and lecture that we had in this unit. The actual pronunciation of this word is liquor. However, I've only recognized this as being Likert personally, so I have been using that commonly throughout this presentation, and I am sorry if that offends anyone. However, the Likert survey They are utilized to obtain feedback from individuals but must follow specific questionnaire designs. That's one takeaway. A second takeaway is SurveyMonkey is a great resource to create surveys online, which have great utility and instant feedback on your survey design. And finally, the relevance of your survey questions should be immediate and your purpose well stated when designing a survey. I would like to now thank you for viewing this presentation on my example of a Likert survey to obtain feedback on ABC Company's fictional break room. I hope this presentation gave you the opportunity to gain insight on survey designs and using a Likert question in your surveys. I'll now give you time for any questions regarding this presentation. Thank you. This slide contains references for this presentation in APA format.